Oh, my loves, how are you? Today we're going to dive into the Kundalini energy and how it may connect with your twin flame journey, but also, even if you are not on that specific journey, how you can connect with and understand your Kundalini in a deeper way. And this is coming up very deeply because, as you guys have noticed, the most recent posts have really been ramping up in the creation energies and the sexual energies. And yesterday, over on my Patreon, I posted a video about the deeper importance of the sexual energies in these connections. And that video really dove into the importance of shoring up our energetics and understanding our energetic boundaries in a very deep importance around those to be able to sustain and maintain and harness our own life force. And I'm sharing this now because it all ties into the Kundalini, because the Kundalini energy is our potential as a human being, the energetic potential, our life force potential. Your most important commodity that you have is your life force. Okay. That is what drives you. It's what empowers you. It's actually more important than any other resource because it's the main thing that keeps you going and keeps you alive and keeps you creating so that you can do all of the things you came here to do and to enjoy, right? A lot of times we're taught and people think in terms of money and physical resources of being our biggest commodity. If you really start to break it down, your life force is your biggest commodity, and what you do and how you use your personal life force is your power. Okay, right? Even how you make your money or your resources is all driven by your life force. And the Kundalini energy is that potential that lives inside of you. Okay. And it's there, and it's this very potent, gorgeous, beautiful potential. And it interweaves with us in how we talk about embodying our higher self. It's this Kundalini potential that lives within you, and people talk about the Kundalini activation. And this can happen spontaneously or with your personal intention of activating that potential. People do breathing or do yoga, but it's synonymous with this twin flame divine counterpart journey or any type of relationship activation because this Kundalini energy is very highly activated and awakened during the soul merge process. So when you have the twin flames come together in their twin flame initiation, that's a big part of what is getting activated. We talk about that soul merge in the love bubble phase. That is when you're experiencing that potential. That Kundalini is activated, and you're both being shown the potential of your own essence, but also the potential of your connection with one another, which you're mirroring and activating within one another what has been dormant. So if you more highly identify as the feminine, masculine will come in and activate your internal masculine energies in a new way, and vice versa. The feminine will activate the masculine in a deeper way, but you'll also sort of activate those deeper pockets within one another. So there's those overall energies, but it doesn't have to be held to just those specifics. It's more about whatever life experiences or soul experiences you have both had while you've been in this incarnation or since the last time your souls came together in the physical. All of that information gets opened up and shared. Okay. And so it's activating what's been within you that may have been dormant, like sort of sleeping and waiting to be awakened at the right timing. But it also activates sort of those more distorted or frozen energies in our system as well. But as much as this can be uncomfortable, and it's oftentimes when the counterparts twin flames experience the physical world separation into their own lanes for a while, is because where the frozen part was activated, and that's where the distortion is being cleared up so they can return to their true pristine energy. Okay. The Kundalini, again, is that potential. And so, as you're working your soul merge initiation process, you're moving up through the chakras and back down through the chakras. It's what I have found is, yes, there's this movement up and down, but there's also this simultaneous and or sometimes seemingly random experience, but it's all working out perfect. And this happens in this way because information is stored in our systems in a unique way to each of us. And so, as we hold space to thaw, unravel, dissolve, and clear those energies, what we're doing is not forcing or pushing it to be a certain way, but just holding the space and the grace for your system to unravel and dissolve and clear the distortion in your system as it was stored specifically for you. So there's not like a right or a wrong way or a specific roadmap because it's all dependent on how your experiences are stored in your energetic system. But as your soul merge Kundalini activation is happening, it's essentially that initiation where you're transforming and transmuting and burning through the distortion and the dissociation and all of the things that you came here to unravel and clear out of so that you can restore back to your true potential in a pristine way, to your pristine energy. But then it feels important to acknowledge what I have been shown is that we're also harmonizing with the potential of who we are now. So we're restoring back to our true pristine energy, DNA, soul essence as much as possible, but and also welcoming in more and more of our soul essence. And as you're moving through the chakras with the Kundalini awakening, and you're going through this purging, purification process, the physical body, as I have been shown, is that chakra system is our very physical body and our physical world experience. But as I personally went through this process through my twin flame initiation and the work that I do in the quantum energetics, the deeper I got into it and the more I intended my highest timeline and my highest potential. And as you guys always hear me talking about here, strengthening our own direct connection to our highest source and highest power, as well as strengthening our direct connection into the earth, right? So that you're responsible for your own stream and you're understanding your energy. And this is supporting our ability to become a true conscious creator as we are harnessing our own true energy and essence through these Kundalini activations and taking responsibility and learning how to wield and harness our true life force, our true power, and our true soul essence, which ultimately allows us to step more fully into becoming those conscious creators of the new energy, of the new ways of being in unity consciousness on this planet and as a citizen of our universe and the cosmos. Okay. So for me, this idea and this energy of the Kundalini activation within our physical vessel is one part of it. But then you also have what I have been shown and what I have been taught to work with by my higher self is where that Kundalini energy or the stream of your full connection runs directly from source down into the earth. And I'm sharing this so that if you guys have not done this yet, that you can look beyond only that physical chakra system Kundalini activation and allow yourself to expand into your soul star and your earth star, and also expanding that fully through all of the dimensions up to source, all the way down to the first dimension into the earth, so that you are firmly connected and planted in all of those dimensions with your awareness as you're ready. This was a process for me when I first discovered this energy, when I first experienced it, and I saw my Kundalini running, from source to the core of the earth. It was sort of like dusty and dirty, almost like it hadn't been used in a long time. It was very dormant, let's say, almost like it was like in a sleep state and it had been forgotten. And I experienced this and thought of this as where I had forgotten my power or had been distracted away from it, and all of those lifetimes or ancestral patterns or whatever happened in the fall of humanity where we forgot our own direct connection. This was my process of understanding how to restore that for myself. And so now this is something that I'm sharing with you so that you can work with that as well. It's also something that I support people with in my sessions or in my groups. Not that I'm doing it for you, right? That's your stream, but in supporting your process of remembering and sort of awakening to your true potential, right? And that's why I'm saying, even through this realization in this conversation in this video, could be just enough or the only thing that you needed to remember this truth of your true conscious creatorship. Okay. However, it works for you. If this resonates, please take it, please run with it. This is like my experience with it. It doesn't mean it's the be all end all or the only way. This information is meant to inspire you to your potential and to your own direct stream and your ability to move into your full conscious creatorship and building the life that you want and sharing your codes here on Mother Earth, because this is why we're here, right, loves? Okay. So, how this what I've been also shown is, well, it was deeply activated by the twin flame initiation. That's what really ramped it up and took it to the next levels. And that inspiration and that drive to want to work through the distortions in order to maintain and sustain that level of love and divine union within myself and within my partnership and on this planet is what inspired me to deepen into all of this work and to ask for the guidance in the highest ways to continue to do this work. Okay. I'm very aware that, yes, my twin flame initiation is a big part of what brought me here, but I'm also aware that that was like flame, right? That's the spark to support me being in this position to be able to do this work, to do the overall mission and purpose work on the planet, which is how it all interweaves. And that's why it's important that we trust the divine process and the divine timing of everything. If you're not in a physical world manifested union in every moment of your journey, that is because, loves, we are expanding and doing so much more than we ever even knew was possible because we're moving into our true full potential. And the information that we may have had in the past, we were taught that our potential was to go to school, get a job, get married, get the house with the white picket fence, have children, save for retirement, and maybe retire for a few years and then pass on. But that was only a very small bandwidth of our potential. And these initiations and these connections were meant to support us in unraveling outside of that limited potential. This doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with any of those parts of that stream that we grew up in. And in many cases, many of us will incorporate that into what we do, right? Having a house, having a marriage, having a family and a purpose and saving for retirement or whatever you choose to do, it's all beautiful. But that was a very limited stream of potential and nowhere near the truth of our true potential. And so, as we're unraveling out of those specific old school mainstream ways of being, we don't have to throw away those concepts altogether. We can interweave the parts that support us and feel good for us, but not be limited only by those. We are so, so much more than just that one stream of being. And I know you guys know this, and that's why you're here with me, because that's a big part of what we're doing is we're showing that we can be our true, full, authentic, high level spiritual selves and embody into a physical world life and enjoy day to day living. Having families and going to the park and going out and playing sports and just doing those beautiful, gorgeous day to day human things. That is why we wanted to be here to embody in the first place. But this activation, this Kundalini energy, is meant to inspire us beyond just those ways of being that were limiting, right? Let's move above and beyond those and incorporate more and more of our potential. And so this is why they had me talk to you about the Kundalini activation, but how it also pertains to your full stream of conscious creatorship in moving beyond the limitations we were once held to, and that we no longer have to do that. And that video on Patreon that I posted yesterday was tips and ways around harnessing and working with your power and your sexual energy. I'll drop that in the description box and pin comment if you guys want to check that out. And I do think soon I am going to go deeper into these Kundalini energies. I have a feeling that you guys might have some questions around this. I also just want to say that this potential that we're harnessing as individuals as a result of our twin flame initiations is happening within the counterpart connection. And as those are stabilized and grounded in whatever way you're guided to do, I'm here talking about what I'm talking about because this was the potential I was guided to share. I have been guided to go into these quantum energies and into these ways of being and really harnessing and owning my ability to be a conscious creator. And that is what I'm here to share with you if that resonates. So it's these activations and these kundalinis are both instantaneous and also gradual as we're going through the process of the embodiment. Okay. Going from sort of this one way of being on our planet to stepping into our full potential is quite a feat, given how deeply the patterns and the loops have been ingrained into the collective consciousness. So, just the fact that you're here having these conversations, researching these subjects, being willing to do this work is huge. Okay. Be proud of yourself. You're a visionary. You've been inspired, and your soul chose to be initiated into this wave of visionary energy in supporting the planet and its ascension process, which is ultimately supporting us into our true potential as individuals and as divine counterparts and as a collective human race. Okay, loves. And as we go through these processes, there's not like a specific timeline or a specific way that it has to be. But as we work with these energies and we harness them in whatever way we're guided to, okay, whatever way feels right for you, and you can just simply set your intention for this process. It's not a, oh, I'm learning this and I got to know it tomorrow. Again, it's the embodiment process in the space and the grace of allowing yourself to embody it that lets you strengthen into this conscious creative process. But as we do this, it circles back around, right? This is the part of us being able to sustain and maintain our own power and our own capacity and our own conscious creatorship, that we move into these sacred divine union partnerships and connections and communities, right, on the planet. So it circles back around from that twin flame initiation that you're moving through as you're moving through the transformational and transmutation process and embodying more deeply into that energy of what my higher self expressed to me was sort of like the twin ray energy, where your energy is fluid and open through the chakras, and you're holding that pillar of rainbow energy within your stream, and you're working with your stream of energy from creator down into the earth, right? And working with this process and moving into this capacity. Of course, this is a process. We're always learning and growing. It's more about learning that self mastery and allowing yourself as you are ready to open up to these next steps and stages. And I'm excited that I'm here talking to you about this, because the fact that I got the green light to speak on this publicly lets me know that there are many of you who are ready go into these next levels of your conscious creatorship, or you're already doing so. And this is the confirmation that you may have been looking for or asking for, to give you that deeper green light to go ahead and own that, strengthen your power and your confidence into that, creating your own lane, owning it, loves. Own your lane, own your essence, own your capacity and your potential, and then give yourself the space and the grace to grow into it. Okay. Like, you're always growing. You give yourself a space that's a little bit outside of your comfort zone, and you let yourself work up into becoming comfortable with that. And then you go to the next space just a bit outside of your comfort zone, right? And this is where you allow yourself to continue to have comfortable levels of growth that are helping and supporting you with moving into that true potential. Because the beautiful part is that our potential is growing every single day. Okay. Your potential is new every day that you wake up. In each moment that you're present, your potential has expanded just by your existence. And the more you learn how to harness and own and be responsible for your own life force essence, the more powerful you will become in building that life that you are desiring, my loves, for yourself and for our communities and for our families and for humanity. All right, my loves, I'm going to leave it here. When the timing is right and I am guided, I will be going deeper into this subject over on my Patreon. I will let you know when that happens. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this and found it helpful for your process. And if there's more that wants to come out with this, of course, you know I will share it as I'm guided. I love you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Beautiful work, loves. Beautiful.